And bathroom is out this door to the left. Keep the mic about this far. You know, it's a fellowship. We come around, so keep it about this distance. And anyone who wants to move up, if not, looking sharp. I like that suit right there, my man. All right, and that's pretty much it. Take it away, Jesse.
Thank you.
Oh, I gotta redo it. Go ahead and redo it.
Morning.
All right, when you are. Okay, good. All right, going to black now.
Just a long 10 seconds. Good morning. Welcome to church. I am Jesse Peterson. Thank you so much for being with us. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Nick or somebody will let me know your questions and comments. All right, the anchor baby. Thank you all for being here. Amazing. Any questions before I get rolling? Anybody had a life this week? You had a life? Oh, good. Right there first and then here.
I wrote something down because I'm not going to remember it.
Okay.
But work is insane now.
Meaning it's worse?
No, it's good. I'm not reacting like you said I shouldn't react.
Uh-huh.
Right. Here, I'll just put the 4 points and then I'll talk about it. My new manager quit after 9 days. So Mark quit after 9 days.
Oh man, that's bad for you.
Yeah. And then the second thing that surprised me is he quit by email with same day notice. Like I think he emailed my general manager on a Thursday morning saying, heads up, I'm not going to be there at 12 noon.
Whoa.
And then
He didn't give a 2 weeks notice?
No, same day notice. He was only there 9 days.
Wow, that's new.
Yeah, and then
Normally people give a 2 weeks notice.
yeah, and the fact that he quit by email was kind of shocking to me.
Yeah. What
and
a
then,
coward.
What's that?
What a coward.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's not. I was kind of surprised. And then I was trying to figure out why he quit, right? And nobody could give me a straight answer. All this gossip and stuff, and I was just like, I'm trying to figure out why would a guy quit? And then I was thinking, okay, I was thinking my old manager made $26 an hour, and I goes over a year that's 54,000, and I'm just like, okay, but why did he quit? Okay, I guess 54,000 is not enough for a single guy in Los Angeles. So I was looking at it and I'm going, okay, he's a 60-year-old man working 6 days per week. Maybe that's it. If he was working 5 days a week, I think he'd be okay. And then,
So you came up with that on your own?
yeah, I'm trying to figure it out because I'm puzzled.
But you still don't know.
No, I mean, like,
Do you think you have the answer now? You made that up?
no, I'm trying to I guess I'm trying to justify why he left. It just like,
Why
just
is
like,
it so
it's like a
important?
mystery.
But
Like,
why is it so important to you?
hey, why is it important? Because I just can't comprehend a 60-year-old man, a 62-year-old man quitting a $54,000 a year job.
But why do you need to comprehend it?
Because it's a puzzle and it's a mystery, like unsolved mysteries. You know what I mean? Right?
But it has nothing to do with you. Why is it so important to you? It has nothing to do with you whatsoever.
Well, it's in my circle.
But it's not in you.
It didn't happen to me, but it's in my circle, and I just
But why
like,
do you need to know though? Why is it so important?
because it's so bizarre.
But why?
It's just strange. I mean, like when something super strange happens in
Well,
your
that's not that
circle, you
strange.
have questions.
That's not that strange. People quit jobs all the time.
Not after 9 days.
Yes, they do.
Well, I guess so. I'm not.
Especially now that the government is giving them free money.
Anyway,
So you still don't have the answer. You just assume what it was, and now you're satisfied with assumption.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, but I had to. It's unsolved mystery, and it drove me bananas.
Wow.
Right?
But listen, why it shouldn't bother you at all?
It's so strange, though. When something strange happens, your
But
circle.
that's not strange.
Well, to me, it
Strange
is.
would be if a illegal flying saucer come in the room right now.
Well, we have a different definition of strange.
But wouldn't that be strange?
Yeah, but I have a different definition of strange.
What the?
All right, so I was like,
But you're making the unimportant things be too important to you.
it's just weird. I mean, obviously we're going to hire a new manager, and I'm hoping it's a man instead of a woman.
And that's what you're afraid of.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what I'm afraid of. That it's going to be, like, I mean, like, I was surprised how chill he was, and I was like, okay, is this what a male manager looks like? I had no idea.
That's the first time you had a male manager?
Yeah, I've always had female managers.
Oh, no
I've
wonder
always
you're
had
so
female
traumatized.
right? And I was like, I mean, the last one was great, but it's like she bought into the office politics, and I was like, wow. I mean, she does play office politics, even though she's a great manager. And I'm going, maybe this manager will be great,
But see,
and no
look,
office politics.
Long story short, we got to move on.
Yeah,
but
okay.
You're making the wrong thing too important to you. You need to look at you and not those things. Because you should be comfortable wherever you are, no matter what happens out there. And so your focus is outward and not inward. Because whether you have a female boss or a male boss, it shouldn't matter to you. But as long as you're looking on the outside, you're just going to get worse. What do you
Well,
think about that?
you're right about that.
So why don't you put the focus in the right place?
Yes, I'm becoming more chill since last week.
Why don't you put the focus in the right place?
You're right. I mean,
That was a question.
okay.
Why don't you put the focus in the right place?
You mean myself?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
But that was a question.
I can change my action and reactions to my surroundings,
But why don't you put the focus in the right place?
which is by how I react and how I
By
act.
watching you only.
What's that?
By keeping an eye on yourself.
Oh, keeping an eye on myself.
How you react. Yeah, you're right. How you're reacting to the world around you.
Yeah.
Because the problem is not out there, it's with you.
Well, your mouth can be the biggest enemy, that's for sure.
So did your mouth get you in trouble or something?
I've learned that at work. Yeah. I gotta keep my mouth shut sometimes,
Right.
because like, I'm a pretty freewheeling guy, and I got strong opinions, It's like, oh my goodness, I gotta just shut my mouth because,
Right,
and
but-
I've been told I swear underneath my breath at work. It's like, oh, okay, it's like,
So why don't you keep your eye on yourself?
okay, yeah, I gotta.
If you worked on you as hard as you are trying to figure others out, you'll be free.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Mysteries drive me crazy. Sorry.
But that's not a mystery.
To me, it is.
Mysteries unfold from within.
Yeah.
Mysteries do not unfold outside.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to digest that. I think I'm a loss for words right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. But we shall see.
Yeah, keep your eyes on you. Don't worry about anybody else.
Oh, speaking of that, my son, unbelievable, he quit his busboy job. gosh, on a Saturday night. But he did it normally. He gave 2 weeks notice.
Nice.
Right, it's like, okay, he gave 2 weeks notice, and it goes, and I was kind of, trying to figure out why, and then he goes, Dad, can I give you the reasons?
There you go, trying to figure out somebody else's problem.
No, because it involves my son,
How old is he?
19.
And why does that bother you? He's 19.
Yeah, but I want, your son is always going to be your son, whether he's 19, 40, 50 years old.
No, he's not.
Uh,
No, he's not, Mama.
okay, no, I mean,
He's a grown individual man now. So he need to find his own way.
yeah, but I'm not going to let my own son drown,
Why not?
because that's not what good dads do.
How do you know?
There's piece of crap dads and there's good dads.
Would God
I choose
let
to be a good dad.
Would God let you drown?
No, only Satan will let you drown.
Would God let you drown?
There's a lot of people that do drown, psychologically,
Would God
physically.
Would God let you drown?
Only no if you believe that God provides. In
No,
fact,
wait.
that's what my son said.
Wait, God will let you drown.
No,
Look at all the homeless people and the drug addicts and everything roaming the street.
that's
What
true.
is he doing about that?
It's because they don't have God in their life.
What is he doing about it, though? He's letting them drown.
Oh boy.
What a mess. Isn't he letting them drown?
Okay, the homeless situation in LA is bad.
And if
Right.
your wife get up and beat you every morning, God just let her beat you, right?
Because you have to take charge of your own destiny.
If your wife beat you every morning, God just let her beat you.
No, you let yourself have.
So then let your son work his life out.
Yeah, but he's work-wise, he's getting more sophisticated. So I'm happy about that.
But let him work his life out. He's 19. Most guys leave home at 8, well, not most anymore, but some guys leave home at 18 and figure out life.
Oh, he's already left home, but he's
Stop
19.
worried about him, Mama.
I don't say it's mama. It's fatherly guidance.
That's not fatherly guidance. You're trying to figure out this about him.
Once you have kids, you just got to make sure that they don't drown.
You can't make sure of that.
Well, you can't make sure, but if you make a kid streetwise, then you're golden.
At 19,
And have high situational awareness.
At 19, it's too late to make him streetwise.
He's
You should do that while you're growing up.
yeah, but this is his second job.
And
I mean,
I
this
had so many jobs when I started out.
yeah.
I worked for a supermarket, Sears, an auto company down in Culver City, different hospitals. I had so many jobs. And
But you had a rough life, you said, when you were in your 20s and 30s.
thank God.
You thank God for a rough life in your 20s and 30s?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because it made me who I am today. I learned from it. I had no one to protect me. I learned from it.
So when life pooped on you, you're okay?
Yes.
I'm not okay with that.
What? And why not?
I prefer to avoid the potholes and the poop.
Why?
Because life is tough enough as it is, right? You don't need to have the extra burden by being naive and
In
stupid.
all honesty, life itself is not tough.
What do you mean by that?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
This young lady want to respond to something you said.
I think that you should set yourself a challenge for like a couple of days or like a week. For the first thing that you was talking about as regards to why your manager quit, And I've found that this can be helpful. So like for something completely different, every time like you're thinking about talking about your manager or in your mind trying to work out why he quit, that once you recognize that you're thinking about it again or actively trying to work it out, that you should catch yourself and completely change like what you're doing. So it becomes like an active process in your brain that, okay, I'm recognizing that I'm doing this again, I'm going down that path again, stopping and doing something different so that you kind of can practically fix it, if that makes sense.
That's amazing advice.
I found it works for me in other areas. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Amazing advice.
And I think as well, the last thing on your kids or your older son, I think letting them go through life, especially if they're like this age, like young, obviously there's got to be certain boundaries on the
Right.
mistakes that they can make, but like let them mess up, let them learn, let them figure it out rather than babying them too much because it's not helpful for them when they're older.
Absolutely.
They'll be like useless adults.
What do you think about that?
I don't want my son to be a useless dog, that's for sure.
You're a useless adult.
Oh, adult. I thought you said dogs.
No, she's from Europe, and so you need to listen.
Okay, sorry, I misheard.
Yes.
Misheard. I apologize.
If you love your son, you will let him go. If you hate your son, you will intrude on him.
I don't intrude on him. He comes to ask me for advice.
Then when he asks, give it to him.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I was kind of surprised. He's like, when he quit his busboy job, it's like, oh, thank God. And then I asked him, like, did you make the 3 months? I goes, yeah, Dad, I made at least 3 months. Okay, good, you can put on the resume. But never put a job 1 or 2 months on the resume. And I goes, okay. And then I goes, and then
Nowadays, though, you can work a week and get another job somewhere because they're desperate for employees.
yeah. He says, Dad, at least I quit, before, October.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to get some work, for Christmas season. I goes, just be a busboy at a steakhouse. You're going to make bank, right? And he goes, Dad, I'm only working like 5 days a week, 20 hours. I'm going, this is the last time I'm working at a brewery. Well, a brewery house.
So listen,
What?
I got to move on, but
Yeah,
let
okay,
go.
okay.
Let go, man.
No. But he does ask me a lot for advice. He
Yeah,
calls me.
if he asks you, give him sound advice and then let it go.
Yeah, okay.
Right here. Amazing. And stop trying to figure out why your boss left. It's not your, yeah, it's not your business. It's not going to do anything for you to know. It's just going to please your ego, and you'll look for somebody else's business to get into. Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
I want to preface this first by saying it could be, I recognize it could be me that's evil or just have a lot of anger inside, but
You do?
quite possibly.
Oh, okay.
But I want to know your thoughts on like friends, family, just associates. They constantly try to contact you, kind of infringe upon your life. And I feel like I avoid people a lot because I kind of know what kind of person they are.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm doing it so much, though. Like, I feel like people invite me places, I get phone calls, I ignore them. And I don't know, it kind of feels a little weird sometimes. But
In what way does it feel weird?
I don't know if I feel like I'm being a coward in a way, like I'm avoiding too much. But I feel like I don't want to be around that type of energy.
Right.
So, but that's how it feels.
Well, if you can see that you don't want to be around it, you're blessed to be able to see it, whether it's family members, friends, co-workers, or whatever, because a lot of people don't see what they're getting into. And so don't let the devil feed you the wrong idea. If you don't want to be around that energy, you should not be around it. But if you're running from it out of fear, then you need to face it. But if you don't want to be around it, that's what happens when you wake up. You're not as interested in things that you used to be interested in, going to different parties, hanging out. You can do without it. you can take it or leave it. So that might be happening as well. Don't let the devil make you doubt yourself. No matter who it is. Are you doing the silent prayer?
No.
You're not? Why not?
No. Laziness. Yeah,
lazy.
being lazy.
So you told God that he said, like, pray without ceasing, and you say, I'm not going to do it because I'm too lazy?
It appears to be so, yes. It's like I never stay consistent with it. I'll do it for a few days, few weeks, and then I'll fall
You're not
off.
tired of suffering yet?
I guess I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I haven't reached that point, but
Yeah, well, just don't do it until you're tired of suffering.
right on.
All right?
Right on.
But yeah, don't let Satan make you second guess yourself about being around people. Matter of fact, the more you wake up, the less you want to be around people, to be honest with you. Because now you don't need that ego fulfillment anymore. It comes from within.
Thank you.
Amazing. You're welcome, man. Any other questions? You have a question?
Actually, no.
Okay. I want to get to the biblical question. You thought about the biblical question, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the question again?
Well, deep thought. Are you a success?
Am I a success?
Yes.
So what I came up with was I'm not, because if I was, I would bring other people around me. I would like lift other people around me also, and I'm letting down America because I'm just watching things happen and not doing anything about it.
Like how? What do you mean by that?
Well, with the government, I see that something's wrong and I'm not doing anything to
Oh.
change it. So
You're not getting involved in it
no,
anyway?
no.
And why not?
Well, for me right now, I have to focus on myself. I see it as like steps, and the first step is to work on myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're not letting the government down by doing that. Working on yourself.
Right.
And what do you mean by you don't let? Is that mic picking up the noise? Yeah. Y'all having too much fun over there. How about that? It's okay. Okay. What do you mean by you don't let people around you?
Well,
You're not bringing people around you.
I'm not uplifting other people.
Did you get all that extra noise?
I think a successful person wouldn't be like competing with anyone else, and they would try to help other people.
And so and when you say you're not lifting up people, what do you mean?
Lifting, maybe like giving to the homeless, or
Give it to the homeless?
well, that's the first like thought I had. Or when someone
Give what to the homeless?
advice,
Do they ask
give them
you?
Jesus,
So what?
give them Jesus.
Do the homeless ask you for advice?
No, they don't.
Oh,
No.
they don't want advice.
They don't.
They want free stuff.
Oh, I thought it was because I didn't have a halo over my head.
They want free stuff.
Okay. I do see myself speaking up when I have to. Like, not forcing myself, but speaking up. I don't know. I think success also has to do with love. And I saw myself that I saw that I don't have any love.
You don't?
No. If I had love, I would, well, I guess this is a thought. I would care about people and take care of them a certain way, right?
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that? Well, for example, like, not recently. Well, I guess I go to sleep at the time when my parents, because I still live at home, I go to sleep
You
when.
still live with them?
Yes, I do.
Oh. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Wow.
I know. I have. That's
Can
a
he
step.
come live with you?
I don't want to live with that guy.
But you turning your son into a beta.
My son's pretty strong.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Why are you still living at home? You can't help the homeless. You can't even help yourself.
No, that's well.
Oh, you
I
won't help
can't.
yourself.
Okay, well, I'm not good with money, so I've been working on that, and I've been
But
saving.
you're never going to get good with money living at home.
Well, I need a second job. That's what I need. I had a second job briefly, but it was like too hard for me. I was trying to balance too many things, not focusing on.
But if you can't manage your money with one job, what makes you think you're going to manage it with two? You just have more money to waste.
That's true.
Because if you can't be good with little, you're not going to be good with much.
Well, I'm working on the little, definitely. I'm.
Why are you still home, man, at that
I
age?
don't know.
What is that like? Well, I know what it's like,
What
but
is it like? Well, it feels like I have no love.
you have no love?
No.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I was gonna say, I go to sleep at the time my mom wakes up, and one time, because she goes to work, right? I work for her. I work for their company.
Wow, you live with them and work with them.
True. Yeah.
Amazing.
And I felt like if I loved her, I would make her breakfast. You know.
What?
No.
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 Where you get? Yeah, you're not a success. That's for sure.
Well, it's crazy how like the depth of thoughts are,
I know, absolutely, man.
because
You're really right about that.
there was this one time where I started feeling bad, and I've learned to use substances like a cigarette to smoke and make myself feel better.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I'm like, I'm not gonna believe you. I'm not gonna smoke it because I feel bad. And then the next second is like, okay, smoke it because you want to then.
Yeah.
And that got me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So
What do you think would happen to you if you moved out on your own?
I would learn a
Maybe
bunch
just
of.
work for them and not live with them.
I would learn a bunch of stuff. I know I would grow.
So why don't you go and grow then?
Well, also, when you say let one thing go in one ear and out the other, I think I held on to just the phrase being still and thinking that God would provide, you know. And but I realized that He only does so much. Like the rest is on me, and I have to work for myself too.
Yeah, you have to work.
Yeah.
All right. So what would happen to you if you moved out on your own?
I would learn a bunch of lessons. I would grow.
So why don't you, is that important to you?
It is important to me.
So why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
I'm not good at like studying or looking things up or researching. I don't like doing that stuff.
What?
I like things being handed to me, I guess.
Yeah.
I gotten used to that.
Yeah. And you're
So-
going to get old, stuck at home.
Right.
Then you're going to be depressed. And then you're going to blame your parents. Then you're going to feel like life is over, too late to move. It's just going to go from down, down, down.
Right.
It's not
forgive.
going to get better living at home.
I've forgiven him, so I don't think I could see myself
But you're not
staying home and
growing.
growing, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're not growing in a
Yeah.
comfort zone. You need challenges in life.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So now you're too lazy to look for an apartment.
I think that's what it is.
Well, tell your mama to help you find one.
Oh my goodness.
You say, Mama, go get me an apartment while I'm making you some breakfast.
You think that'll work? No, I'm sorry.
But anyway, you got to get up and do it, man.
No, yeah, I saw that.
You're 28 years old.
29.
Well, that's even worse.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right. Are you a success?
I'd like to think so. Yes, sir. Oh, here we got the
So what
mic. Yes, sir. I'd like to think I'm a success. Yes, sir.
And why would you like to think that?
Honestly, because I got baptized.
You got baptized?
Yes, sir. Giving my life to Christ.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. before coming to the Lord. I mean, I was just so lost. I was just in so much darkness. And ever since getting baptized and reading the Bible and just strengthening my relationship with Christ, I mean.
And that's why you say you're a success?
Right. I mean,
Oh, okay.
every decision that I make now is really motivated to serve the Lord.
And do you have anger?
Not really, no. I
Do you
wouldn't say
have
that.
anger?
No,
You have no anger?
no,
You never get angry?
not really. I mean, certainly never what it was like before.
So do
You
you ever
know.
get angry?
No,
Not at all?
no, sir.
When you say not like it was before, what do you mean?
I think the neediness you have for, say, somebody to understand you, or the sort of immaturity you have towards emotions when you're just lost, is nothing like it is now. I mean, to truly even start to feel angry, where I'm at in life, it doesn't even feel like anger. That's why I'm saying not really. It's really just, okay, well, who am I to, tell God my plans, or to even be angry by somebody who doesn't even know the Lord? You know what I mean? Or to let temporary circumstances dictate, how I'm going to feel.
Did you go and forgive your parents?
Yes, sir.
You went to them?
Yes, sir.
And how did they respond to that?
They were there when I got baptized. I mean, unfortunately, I lost my brother and sister to medical diseases, and it's just me now.
Nice.
So they're really appreciative of me wanting to connect with them.
And so you told them you were sorry for being angry at them?
If anything, I told them that, hey, I understand that what you gave me growing up wasn't complete, and thus only knowing what I'm knowing, for me to steal from them, hit walls and do all these things, I understand it was a two-way street. And so it was me forgiving them, it was me saying sorry to them, it was just like, hey, how do we move forward from here, et cetera, et cetera.
And so you told them you were sorry for resenting them?
I don't think it was worded that way, but yes, sir.
Oh, good.
Yes, sir.
And what did that do for you when you did that?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, it really allowed me to move forward with them. I mean, they're divorced, but my sister, before she passed away, she left behind a 7-year-old child, my nephew. And so whether my mom and dad like it or not, we're all going to be together. We all live in the same state. We're all here. We're all supporting. We're all providing. And allowing that love and allowing that forgiveness and allowing that to just take place allowed us to pave the way for a new relationship. And for me to look at that, it's definitely interesting. It's kind of weird to sort of be friends with my mother and father versus when you're growing up, you're looking at them as, superhero or dad. I don't know how to explain it, but
Right, I understand. Absolutely.
Sir.
Nice. The young lady want to respond to the biblical question right next to you. Are you a success?
No,
You're not?
no.
And why do you say no?
A success to me is somebody that is not looking for, because I'm just not. I don't know. I'm doing the silent prayer. I'm hearing the signs. I'm going through it, is basically. So until I go completely through it, I honestly believe that I can't say I'm a success. I used to think I was, but that was all just a facade. I wasn't.
And when you thought that you were, what was it about you that thought you were a success at the time?
The house, the picket fence,
Oh,
the
yeah.
2 kids, the dog, the cat, and, 2
Right.
cars in the garage. That old Garfield song. But it's, no, that
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
it.
And when you say you're going through it, what is it that what do you mean by
Well,
that?
I have all the, the signs to find answers, and then until I started doing the silent prayer, I just didn't know what direction to take. But I've had little snippets of signs when doing the silent prayer, and then I lose it for whatever reason, and so I just continue to do it. It's
Right on.
I'm finding that it's very, very, not only, not emotional, it just takes me on a roller coaster ride. It really does. I mean, not with emotions or anything, I mean, just in my head. It just, I see little things and then they're gone. It's like an advertising for a good movie and you want to see it, but yet that advertisement's gone, you can't find it, kind of thing.
And so are you doing the prayer every morning and night? You staying with the prayer?
I'm doing it at night. I find in the morning, I can't turn off my thoughts about work or whatever.
You can't turn them off?
Yeah,
And that prevent you from being still?
It does. It does prevent me. Even if I turn the phone off, even if I, I'm constantly wondering, okay, is my timing good? I mean, what time is it? Am I going to be trying to beat the clock? And because I don't like rushing on the freeway. I just won't do it.
And so who is causing you to think that way?
Well, I run a side business, and so I have a lot of contractors calling me at 6 and 7 a.m.
I know, but who is causing you to think you don't have time to do the prayer?
Oh, the devil's telling me that I don't.
So why don't you do it knowing that the devil's telling you that?
Because I'd have to wake up earlier. I mean, God honest truth, yes, that would be it.
Yeah.
That would be
So
it.
it's not important enough to you to wake
It
up a
is.
little
It is
early?
very important, but yes, it is. No buts. It is very important. I got to start doing that.
Because during the day is when you have your most challenges.
Yes.
And you're dealing with people.
But I'm
and you-
finding that those challenges I'm handling differently.
Yes.
Completely different. I was off work
Absolutely.
for 9 months because I had 2 operations. And I went back to work and I told everyone, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to argue with customers. I'm not going to try to, customers that are angry, I'm going to handle different. And I want you all to know that my demeanor is going to come across to you differently. And this is, and I just basically told them that I'm not going to have that anger in my life. It's not going to happen. I'm
Right
not going to
on.
allow me to be sick and all that. And
So just imagine what it would be for you if you were to put the kingdom first. Seek the kingdom the first thing in the morning. God said, get up early and seek me, right? Just imagine it's working for you now, how much better it would get
Yep,
if
you're
you were
definitely
to
right.
be still in the morning so you can have a clear mind during the day.
You're right.
So
I will do that.
I recommend you put that first
Okay.
because you're on your way. You're definitely on your way.
It's a long
amazing.
process, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Long process.
it is long, but don't think of it as that way.
Yeah.
Don't put a time limit on
Right,
it at all.
right.
Just be willing to go through it, no matter how long it takes.
Tough. It's tough. It is definitely. It's been
And what's
a tough
tough
road.
about it?
It's just really tough. I don't know. I guess I'm beating myself up. I think too much. I turn my thoughts off when I'm still, but then it seems like during the day, I'll find myself going back to my old ways, and I catch myself. Whereas before, I would almost thrive on that. But now the days are longer, definitely longer. I guess because there's no havoc, and I tell myself consistently, every problem starts and ends with me, and
absolutely.
So in knowing that and hearing you, it really helps. It helps me a lot.
Nice. Well, I recommend you do it in the morning, and then during the day, you get caught up in imagination. Relax for a minute, let it pass.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good.
Amazing. Do you feel that you're too old to be doing this?
No,
Oh, you don't.
I don't
feel
put
that-
age on it now.
Nice. Isn't that much better?
Huh?
Isn't that better for you?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
much better.
Nice. I think about you sometimes because it's rare that I meet people who is on it the way you are.
Oh, yeah, it grabbed me.
But so stay with the prayer. It grabbed you, that's right.
Right, because of my
Say-
son, always constantly just telling me, and I used to tell him he was crazy. I used to say, I don't want to hear this right now. I don't have time for this right now.
Yeah.
Literally, just like let's talk about something else. And he's like, well, no. And then it was just after hearing it for so many times, it was like, okay. Let me talk to you. And so, it wasn't until I came here, until it put all those pieces in perspective.
Yeah.
And I heard him.
We had our meeting for the ladies this past Thursday, and it was amazing because I know it's hard for women to be still. and to overcome that emotions and those thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Really, because Satan is their daddy, it's hard for them. But after that meeting, I'm like, wow, it's possible. But
Yeah.
you got to do what you're doing.
I am honestly believe it is definitely possible
Yeah,
because
the ladies-
I don't have those emotions
The
anymore.
ladies are waking up.
I do not. In fact, I told my girlfriend the other day who was bawling like a baby, I said, "Are you done?" You know, just
That's
kind of
right.
like, you know, and
That's right.
and it was kind of cold-hearted. It felt
It's
cold.
not cold-hearted. That's
But
what love
she
is.
appreciated it. She
Yes.
really did. She goes, "You're the only one that gives me a message that slaps me out of things." So
Nice.
it made me kind of like, okay. So
That's good. Well,
But, yeah.
stay with it. Stay with it.
I will. I
All
will.
right.
Thank you.
Nice. Right here. Are you a success?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
And why don't you know?
Uh,
And that's good that you don't make up something if you don't know, but why don't you know?
yeah, I don't know if I'm. I don't know. I think everybody has their own definition of what a success is. A quote unquote success. There's a dictionary definition, then there's a societal definition, and then there's your own definition. So there's way too many successes out there. So I don't know if I'm a success. I'm just doing what is presented in front of me. Something happens and I do it and I try to do my best at that task.
Right.
And then I move forward. I don't know what a success is. I mean, if we look at it financially, you know, millions of dollars, whatever, that's a quote unquote success, but that's just of this world. Like, we don't know if that person's miserable or their thoughts, whatever. So they may not think they're successful.
Have you always, when did you know you didn't know if you were a success or not?
It wasn't until I started associating with different types of people who, you know, just my line of work, people who actually earn, you know, 6 figures plus, and, you know, they're up there, business owners and all that. And I got to know them on a personal level, and they're just like me. Like, they have the same problems with their wife, same problems with their kids. Most of the time, their kids are on all these drugs for ADHD. They don't even spend time with their kids. So on the surface, they may look successful, but when you get down and you start peeling the onions, they have more problems than you do.
Oh, okay.
So then I started realizing, well, that my definition of success changed. So I just try to do my best every single day.
Nice. Behind you, want to respond. Are you a success?
And, you know, when I first heard this question, well, the first thing I said to myself was, somebody need to tell you how to say success. Because you say success, and I love it, by the way.
Say what now? What do you say? What you say now?
I love the way you say success.
Oh,
love
thank
it.
you.
So-
Success.
Success. So I was
Is
thinking
that the
about
right way to say it?
it's the Jesse way, and I love it.
What's the white way?
Success. Success. Success.
Success. Oh, okay.
You stress that S.
Nice.
Nice. So I was thinking about this question, and like a lot of your questions, on the surface it sounds really simple to answer.
All right.
But the more you think about it, the more you go, wow, I never thought about that like that. Because just like this gentleman in front of me said, success is defined differently by each individual. And so it gives you an indication based on how they answer that, what they think success is.
Right.
So for me, success used to be simply taking care of your family and earning enough money, being a positive influence in the world around you, right? But when you think about it a little bit more, there's a lot of people that seems to have that, but they don't have any inner peace. They don't have a relationship with the Father, and they don't have those connections with, they might not even be connected in reality. They might be deluded in their thinking. So for me, the way I'm seeing success now is purely based on my relationship with the Father, because I know that that's going to ground me in reality, and it's going to give me a true vision of what we were designed to be. We're almost like arrows in his quiver, and when he pulls back and shoots, the target that it lands on is what we are to become. And if we become what he wants us to become, then that's success.
So are you a success?
Yes, long story short.
You
yes.
are?
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Raymond want to respond, then I'll let you respond. Interesting, man. These questions are put there to make you hopefully think for yourself. start know thyself, right?
You
Yeah.
say,
Are you a success?
no, I am not.
And why do you say no?
If I was a success, I would not be afraid of seeing myself as a failure to start with.
Oh, okay. And what is a failure?
To me, a failure is a person of weak moral character.
Oh, and that's what you are?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Yes, sir.
Jesse, I agree with
Are you a success?
yes.
You are?
Yes, I am.
And what does that mean to you?
I know myself. I'm aware of myself, and I'm aware that of my relationship with God. And I don't think I'm completely rid of anger, but I recognize it, and as if someone said earlier, that I do recognize it, and it's getting better, but I don't think I'm completely rid of anger. But
Oh,
I think
okay.
just knowing that is a success, because most people don't even know that.
Okay. Amazing. The young lady behind you want to respond, and then Hassan.
Am I a success? I don't know. I mean, I guess on the surface I would say yes, but then if, like he said, if you begin to peel down the layers of the
Who's that?
onion, well, my husband,
He has a
you
name.
really, Randy,
Oh.
Randy. I mean, I don't know. But I want to say yes because regardless of whatever we go through, I feel like I have peace and I'm able to, catch the anger that tries to rise in me, not only within my family, but within like others. Like, if or I come across somebody out in the street and they look at me sideways, I'm just like, okay, whatever, Sometimes, before I would have reacted and be like, what? Like, gone
What are you
crazy on
looking
them.
at?
But
Are you a hard wife to deal with?
I don't think so. I don't think I am.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I'm.
Where? On the chair?
No, it's right. I see it yet. You see it?
Oh. He's fellowshipping with us.
He is.
All are welcome.
He's fine. It's a daddy long legs. He's fine.
Okay. Thank you, Bertie. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't think I'm a crazy wife.
You don't?
No, I was. I think I'm pretty sure I was at one point.
Oh, okay.
I know I was.
Nice.
But I think I've gotten better.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I've
And
gotten
so,
better.
long story short, are you a success?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
And that means what to you?
Peace. Just knowing that I can find peace and not letting the anger take over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And the reason I want to hear from you, because it's a fellowship. I don't want you to show up every Sunday just to be taught. All right? Because you got to live with you. Okay. You had your hand, right?
Yeah.
Are you a success?
Yes.
And why do you say yes?
Because I don't identify with anything anymore except God.
Oh, yeah? And how do you know that?
Oh, wait, can I change that?
This is a guessing game, right?
No.
You want to take door number 2 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I love God with all my heart, soul, and might, and love my neighbor as myself.
And how do you know that?
Because I don't judge anyone or myself anymore.
Oh, okay. Amazing. All right. Did you have your hand? Yes, sir. Are you a success?
Yeah.
And why do you say yes?
I did think about the question a bit. I say yes because I woke up this morning. I did my prayer. I, stood barefoot in my yard and got dressed and came to church. I'm going to go through my, my right now and through the, whatever the rest of the day has for me. but I would say I'm a success just because I woke up with a smile on my face, I did my prayer, and like I've set out into the world.
And that's why you say you're a success?
Yeah, because anything else I don't think really will, for me at least, be sufficient. Because you know, they say success is in the eye of the beholder, right? I don't get to decide what like success is for me, so I'm just gonna take the moment I'm given. God gives me a new morning every morning. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna embrace it, and go through the day.
Okay.
And that'll be that.
All right. Yes. And then I come to you. Okay. Are you a success?
I don't know. You know, I was kind of raised with that idea of success. I bought the book, Dress for Success. I went to seminars, how to be
get your money back.
successful. I was broke. I dressed like a bum and trying to be all these things. And it never completed me inside. I was never satisfied or happy. Then when I made the money, you know, there was another goal. Now I got to make more money. Or when I got the car, now I got to get a better car. So it was like a trap for me. And so I had to just finally repent and give up of those things, because all the things that
So are
were
you a
my
success?
experience. No, I wasn't a success.
No, I wasn't. Are you a success?
That too. I guess just kind of think about it now. I'm successful now, not trying to be successful, not trying to chase the world's things and trying to be like people, because I used to I didn't like my personality. I didn't like the person I was, so I would attach myself to things and people. And then
So are you a success?
No.
And you say you're not. For what? How do you know you're not?
I don't try to live in that world with things and places and people like I used to.
And that's
so
how you know you're not a success?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's my experience.
So what now?
That's my experience.
Oh, okay. All right. Right here first and then I want to move on to something else. Right here first, yeah.
Hello.
Hey. Hello. Are you a success?
Yes,
And why do you say yes?
because I accomplish what I want to accomplish at my own right.
Oh, okay. So you have, when you say you accomplish, you mean like material things?
Yep.
And that's what makes you a success?
It's one measurement of success.
And so you got everything you want, and now you're a success?
I don't really want anything. I'm just real blessed, and there's no stress. I'm free.
Okay.
I do anything I want. Go anywhere.
Nice. I bet you won't go to the hood.
I've been in the hood.
You
I have
have?
fun there.
So what?
I've been there. It's interesting. It's a new experience. I get by there, believe it or not.
No, I believe you.
I go anywhere.
Nice.
You know, and
Okay,
I
so-
wasn't always, well, actually, I had a real hard life, but I was successful there too, because I feel like I survived against the odds, and situations where, people, it wasn't designed for me to make it, but I overcame the situations, and I survived it, and I got through it on my own, my own ways. I mean, definitely with God, with
Right
God's
on.
help, absolutely. God is the reason.
Okay. Yes. Are you a success?
Success is an illusion.
Is
And I
it an
say
illusion?
that because, like somebody said, success is having a house, having 2 cars in the garage, having all this stuff, a great job, money, and it's all out there. It's like in the future. It's like
Somebody
something you
tapping
attain
on your
to.
chair or something.
I would say that I'm right where I'm supposed to be in life, and
And so you're not a success, or you are success?
I don't know how to answer that part because I think it's an illusion. It's
Oh,
something
I
that's that the mind has made
So
up.
you don't think it's real?
That's
Oh,
why
okay.
I don't. That's why you have to look in the future for it. success is something that you're looking for. That great job with money, that house, that this, that. But if we're supposed to be, if all we have is right now, then I figure, okay, yeah, I am a success because I'm here now.
Amazing. Yes, Nick. Are you? I know. I see it all in your face.
Okay.
Are you a success?
No.
And why you say no?
And I don't say that in like this observer, I'm an observer way. Like, no, I'm just a failure. and
do you want to marry a failure?
This is why these biblical questions. I'm like, great. Okay, so you want me to be honest? But no, I'm not. I'm a failure, and I'm not, and I say that in the sense that I'm a failure because I haven't overcome my ego, and that's like the inner part. And I know a lot of people are making the distinction, like that outer success doesn't matter, it's the inner. And so that's my inner part, the success that I don't have, but it's also related to the outer. Like it feels like everything is just like right there, like life is just right out of reach. And I'm not like doing badly, but if I could save every dollar perfectly, never miss a workout, you know what I mean? Like I would just have that success, inner, outer, it would all work. And so I'm not a success, and so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's right there, like it's out of reach, and the only thing holding me back is myself. And I could like, if I just wanted to, I could overcome it right now, but I'm like, I'll put it off till tomorrow. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, and so that's my answer to your question. And I realized though that like the only thing holding back myself, actually the only thing holding me back is like these thoughts tricking me, going down these roads. So it's like, but what's funny about it all is like, I'm here standing a failure, but I don't seem to mind it. I'm laughing at it. Apparently I don't mind it. Maybe I should mind, but that's where I'm at.
So real.
Have you noticed a counterattack?
The counterattack on?
Period. Do you know what a counterattack is?
Uh-huh.
How do you define a counterattack?
I do something and someone counters that with whatever they do back.
Have you noticed a counterattack?
If you're talking about society, yes.
You noticed a counterattack?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. You Frankie?
Yes, the closest thing I can come to is when I'm boxing, I have to be careful, keeping my guard up, because just like I'm trying to knock somebody's head off, they're going to do the same thing to me. So I have to watch their counterattack, literally.
Okay. Amazing. Now everybody wondering, what is a counterattack? Have you noticed a counterattack?
Yes.
And give me an example.
When I first started doing the silent prayer and my thoughts would come in, realizing that all these things that were going on in my head when I tried to just sit still and be quiet wasn't me. It was like when I tried to do it, it was a counterattack of Satan coming to me like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to think about all this bad stuff. We're going to do this. So that's my example of the counterattack is the spiritual. For me, I've noticed it spiritually.
Okay. How about you?
Rochelle said what I was going to say.
Would you marry a man that's not successful?
Yes.
And admit that he's not successful.
Yes.
You still married?
Yeah. Because I don't think.
Are you Joe Biden? No, I'm saying. Have you noticed a counterattack?
We all want to know.
Yeah, Rochelle basically said what I would have said. It's in the thoughts. It's in being able to see them and let go. To me, that's the counterattack. Being able to see it and step away from it and have that.
And why don't you let go?
Sometimes it's Satan, but it's to entertain the thought. To like
you like entertaining?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, I see.
But
amazing.
So what Rochelle was saying, it's you can see the thoughts coming and you can be still, you can deflect them that way. But sometimes, you entertain them. as I
Nice.
do.
Raymond, have you noticed his counterattacks?
Counterattacks?
Yeah.
Okay. I may have noticed it not too long ago. Somebody actually, I may have told you this story, but somebody actually punched their fist inside my through the window of my apartment.
And what was the counterattack?
Okay. I simply called the police.
Did they show up?
Yes.
Oh, good. They normally don't show up anymore. Amazing. Right here, this young lady want to respond. Yeah. Have you noticed the counterattacks?
In myself, definitely.
Give me an example.
The thoughts, always trying to steal my peace. And I can't think of a specific example. Just waking up in the morning, oh, I don't want to do the silent prayer. I'm going to, sleep for 30 more minutes. Or, oh, I don't want to go, buy groceries even though I don't have food because, I don't want to deal with, being around people. So it's just, constantly, I feel like the thoughts, are always on the attack.
Yeah. Thursday, I told you ladies to when you say attack, just say, that's not me.
Yeah.
Have you been doing that?
Yes, I notice it a lot more just, in the last year and doing the silent prayer, coming to church, looking at myself really. So yes, I would say I've noticed it.
So have you been saying that since Thursday? Have you said it at all to yourself?
That I've noticed the attack?
No, that's not me.
Oh, yeah.
And what, have you said it?
To myself? Yes.
Yeah. And what happens when you say it?
It's like a reset almost of, oh, okay, those thoughts aren't mine. It's coming from somewhere else. But I don't know, it's not confusing, but it feels confusing sometimes because for so long and so many years I've believed these certain thoughts about myself or situations or experiences.
Yeah.
And so having to say, oh, that's not me, it kind of is oh, okay, I have to redirect.
Amazing. The young man in the suit, have you noticed the counterattack?
Yes, sir. Definitely from the evil one.
I'm sorry?
Definitely from the evil one.
Give me an example.
I think for
you,
for me, I would say just at work, have a coworker who's always trying to complain about we're not getting paid enough and there's way too many problems. Just every excuse in the book to quit or excuse me. To quit or to get me onto his side that our boss shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that or whatever. And I'm looking at it okay, we should be grateful that we are working. He's much older than me and he should be blessed. And not only that, I think it's something about the fact that he's trying to emotionally bring me to that level that I'm okay, this is what are you doing here? And the counterattack to that is either ignoring him or, I'll just tell him hey man, let's just get to the end of the day. What are you talking about? Or really just not even try to entertain what he's talking about and just change the subject.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that's something I could think of just right now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Counterattack, self-doubt, and then, or my girlfriend, I'll be quick to be defensive or argumentative. So I guess I'm just not okay with myself, and I'm sometimes, in some of the situations. So then I try to overthink it, and instead of, and then really just, didn't have the discipline sometimes, don't have the discipline sometimes to let it pass,
Oh, okay.
So that's a problem sometimes. And then it escalates and things get worse. And so, but when we try to talk it out, I feel well, maybe we learned something, more awareness or something. I try to look at the positives if there are any. But really, if I can just get to where, you know, I just go with it a little bit more with her, and I think it'd be easier for both of us. And we both adjust, and I think be happier.
If you went along with her?
Yeah, if instead of, you know, being disagreeable, if I just kind of just like went, you know, took it easy and just not grain of salt, right? Maybe that's somewhere in the Bible or something. I think I heard that. Just
So
more
you
relaxed.
You
just
argue
easy
with
going.
her?
I guess I get defensive. I mean, maybe she has some issues, but if the way I react to them, that's on me. So if I'm reactive, then
So do
there's
you
something
argue-
wrong with myself.
Yeah. You argue with her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Stop arguing.
Yep.
Don't argue with the devil.
Yep.
Amazing. So the counterattack, as you all know by now, our battle is a spiritual battle. It's a warfare between good and evil all the time. And what I notice is that Satan, which made a home in the ego, it's the ego, the mind, the imagination, and all these emotions and stuff, right? Is of the devil. And so what I notice is that he doesn't want you to have a moment without him. He doesn't want you to have 1 second without him. And so I told the ladies on Thursday night, just when the thing comes, just say, that's not me. When you feel something or when you're thinking, say it's not me. And the reason I said do that because what I noticed is that there's always a counterattack from the devil. He always want to fill in the blank. For example, he'll give you a thought, and then you'll feel something, and then you'll say, that's not me, and just leave it as that. Don't fill in anything. Just leave it as, that's not me. But what Satan will try to do is give you some words to fill that in, like, that's not me, that somebody else, or that's this or that's that. But if you don't fill in the blank at all, then what happens is the truth will come in. You're leaving the door open for the truth to come in, which is God, right? And love. And then the love will conquer Satan, will conquer the darkness. But if you fill in the blank, then you're just going along with the devil. And so he's always trying to counterattack the truth. It's like when you read the Bible, you could be reading the Bible, God said to love God with all your heart, soul, and might, and your neighbor as yourself. And he'll fill in the blank for that, what that means, who your neighbor is, and all that. But if you just read the Bible and then fill in the blanks, then the truth will come in. And it will set, because you're leaving that open there for the truth to come in to fight the darkness. That makes sense a little? Have you noticed that he's always trying to fill in the blank? Really? I'm like, wow, that's amazing that he's always trying to counterattack. It's like when you deal with physical people, right? And you're arguing with, like your girlfriend, there shouldn't be a counterattack. And when there's no counterattack, let's say your girlfriend is acting crazy, or you acting crazy, and then she argued with you about it. She shouldn't argue with you about it. Just let you be crazy. And either stand there and watch it and see how you feel about it, or walk away from it free, not being moved by it at all. But if you counterattack, then you'll be in control, and you would never know the truth. So you got to stop. That's what's wrong with the Bible thumpers. They read the Bible, but they're letting the devil fill in what it means. And they think that it's from God. And so all they'll get is the knowledge of, because Satan is filling in the blanks. He won't let you just be without an answer. But that's the best place to be, is without the answer, so that the answer, the Holy Spirit will give you the answer. He will reveal the truth to you. But if you're not aware that the devil is revealing the truth, based on what you have already learned intellectually while growing up, or heard someone say, and blah, 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 then you would never be, because it's been taken away from you. He's always trying to counterattack it. Isn't that amazing? He doesn't want you to leave it blank. And most people are not even comfortable leaving it blank because they think that they have to know. I need an answer, I need it now, I can't leave it blank. But that's your worst enemy, is to not leave it blank. It's okay to say, I don't know. You know, you can always tell too when somebody don't know something, they use a lot of words. The preacher preach on and on and on until everybody gets tired of sleeping. But it's okay to leave it blank. You want life to be as simple as possible. Simplicity is the way to go. Satan doesn't want you, your enemy within and your enemies without, don't want you to be simple. They don't want you to have a simple life. But God's ways are easy. His burdens are light. So you got to be, this is why it's so important to really, really pay attention to self. It's not about paying attention to anyone else but self. And when you see what's going on with you, you're going to naturally see what's going on in others. But you got to pay attention to self. And as far as success, the reason I ask that because there's no such thing as success or failure. So you need to, what happens when the ego is dying, it gets rid of all the words, all ideas. Because success is an idea. And you're trying to reach this idea, and then you compare it to someone else, what they have or don't have, or how much they have. You can get all the riches in the world, and then you find out somebody else is a little richer, got a little bit more. Now you got to reach for that. And when you get it, you still see it's not success. But if you had no idea of success or failure and just live your life, it'll work. Because there's no pressure. There's nothing to compare it to. That makes sense? That's one thing about dying from the ego that I did not know until I'm all in now and I'm willing to go through it. And I'm like, wow, the mind is deeper than what we think. It's not just about going to forgive your mama and your daddy. You got to overcome all ideas, all thoughts, all everything. You got to all your ideas about God because you don't know him. Everything you've been taught about God, you need to let it go. Because it's a setup. It'll be based on what you've been taught. And some guy called a show, and he meant well. He sounded like a nice guy. And he was going on, and then he said something like, what do you call those three things? The Trinity. And praise the Lord, the Trinity, and sweet loving God. And I'm like, wait a minute. It sounds all holy and good, but it's not. What is the Trinity? And he couldn't even find it. It's not even in the Bible, but he believed in it because someone said it. And that's holding him back. Because you can't believe because someone said it. You must see it for yourself. That's why I said, let it, even when I speak, let it go in one ear and out the other one. And you have the Holy Spirit to teach you all things. And he would teach, believe me, he will teach you all things. And then you would know that you know that you know. And so don't go, watch that counterattack from the devil. Like with your anger, like you don't want to be bothered with people anymore because you see it's a waste of time. But the devil tell you, oh, you hate them, you're angry, and now you doubt because you believe it. You know what I'm saying? Let it pass. I saw this hand first, and then there, and I think somebody else. Yes, sir.
You know, the counterattack, I was just thinking, the crucifixion, Christ, his passion. That's I'm kind of thinking that's one of the reasons Satan was, he riled up the people to spit and beat Christ and then put Christ on the cross to get Christ to react, to get him to not do his Father's will. And so that's why he was so brutally tortured, is to try to get Christ to react, because Christ had the power. He could have called, thousands of angels to defend himself, but he allowed the Father's will to be done. And that's kind of an example that came up in my mind.
That is true. For what I know, Christ never attacked his enemy.
He never got angry.
When they went at him, he just went through what he had to go through. He didn't go like, oh, why they don't like me? Why are they talking about me? Or why are they doing this and doing that? He went through it, and he went through it so that we could go through it too. We got to go through whatever we got to go through without a complaint.
Matter of
without
fact,
a murmur about it. Just don't, because any complaint is like putting up a counterattack. It's like, you know, this is too hard. But you can't put up a counterattack if you want to be free. And it will destroy the ego, because you have all kind of self-images about yourself that's been given to you by the devil. You think that they're your own, and you work to protect the image. But you got to be like Christ, have no image. No image of self at all, no idea. Whatever, as Francisco said, whatever the Father's will is, let it be done. Whatever your will.
he even asked the Father to forgive them, that they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
They weren't aware. So he had
But
compassion.
y'all want to kill
and-
your enemy, not forgive them.
Yeah, he had compassion and love, literal love for them while they were torturing him. So
When
it's-
I asked about the counterattack, why did you think of it as a physical first?
I thought about it, and this is what changed my mind when I thought about the Christ. I was thinking about that, how did he handle it? And he, during his passion, he always
Yeah.
had love, and how was that truth?
Perfect love casts out fear. And I noticed when I asked the biblical questions, the first thing that come to most people is physical answers. They use the, but I understand why that is, because you're growing. I do understand that. But everything starts with you and ends with you. It's spiritual. Our battle, every human being until they're born of God and overcome that nature, we are like possessed with spirits. The spirit of the devil made a home in our imagination and in our emotions. It's the devil. We're possessed. Every human being is possessed. That's why God said we all must be born again. It's of the heart first. Salvation is of the heart, because you need the love of God to deal with the imagination. You see how the imagination is. Somebody said it's hard. It's hard. Because we have identified with it for so long until we have been convinced that it's us. When someone attacks you, they are not attacking you, they're attacking the not you. But because you have identified with the not you, you overreact thinking that they're hurting you. You know what I'm saying? And they're not hurting you at all. You have never done anything wrong. You have never been guilty of anything. It's the not you that's guilty. It's the nature of the devil, but you think that is you. Isn't that amazing? The lady at the supermarket can look at you wrong and you're ready to fight her. Why is she looking at me like that? She's not looking at you, she's looking at the not you. But you feel like it's you. Okay, right there. And then, that's like, okay.
That I until I started doing the silent prayer, I didn't realize how much time, not that I want to put importance on time, but wasted a lot of years doing the drama and doing the counterattack.
Yes.
And thinking that that was real and that that was life. And living, eating, breathing, building relationships on it. What
Yes.
a waste.
What a waste.
waste.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was a waste.
It was a waste.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I know that now, because I don't even know what I would do if I didn't. And now seeing it makes me laugh, kind of like,
Yes.
what a joke. I thought I was an intelligent person. I
All
was
right.
so dumb.
we all
I was
stupid.
sucked in by a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
seeing it through my eyes today is just, it's embarrassing to myself,
I know what you
within
mean.
myself.
I can't believe how stupid we've been.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
Even
amazing.
when I think about my husbands that have passed on, rest their soul, even building those relationships, I think, what a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved them for who they were, but really, there was no love.
Right.
It's just, it was a big time waster, years and years.
I know, huh?
Yep.
And the sad thing about that, nobody told you growing up.
No one.
Your parents didn't tell
They
you.
took us to church, to Catholicism every week. you know, they took us, we were miserable, they dragged us, they brought us home, they argued. I mean, it was just the same ritual every week.
Yes.
And it still is.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because you can't tell somebody, especially elders, that it's a waste of time because you just, you know, what they do at their time is them. It has no effect on me. But
Yes.
looking at it, it's like looking at a movie and going, oh, I got to change this channel.
Absolutely. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
What a, that's what I've been telling you. If y'all really knew how dumb you are, you want to slap yourself. Human beings are dumb. Really dumb. Right here.
So similar to what she said, like before, I used to completely live in my imagination. Like looking back now, I'm like, I was an expert in the imagination.
Yeah.
But then the silent prayer is so important. It's so like, I just want to keep saying over and over, like how deep the silent prayer is, because that's when I started to realize, like I said, I struggled in the beginning with the silent prayer because all these thoughts would come. Thoughts that were like bad, negative things that happened or that I did even when I was 10 years old. And then I would just like sit through it. And that's when I started to see that this isn't me, because why would I torture myself with these thoughts? And I'm trying to connect to God.
Yeah.
And so when I sat through it, that's when, and I kept going through it and kept going through it, and I realized, like, okay, this isn't me, so whatever thoughts are going to come, I'm just going to dismiss it and understand that it's not me. And the light started to come in, and as the more the light started to come in, the more I've started to see that I see more with spiritual eyes. I'm less and less emotional. And like somebody said, it seems like when you're not emotional about something, like people think that it's cold, or it seems like it's cold, but it's not cold. It's actually, like you said, it's actually love. It's like,
it is.
whatever.
You wish it be the devil, don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wish that there could be a commercial like for the silent prayer. Like, you know how there's commercials for medicine, and a commercial like, do you have anger? Are you depressed? Try the silent prayer. Designed by God. Like, I wish we could have that.
Nice. Amazing idea. So what?
I said I pitched that at a meeting once.
Yeah. Dale had his hand.
I just wanted to give the young lady something that I kind of saw. She mentioned that when she doesn't do the silent prayer morning and night because, for whatever reason, but part of what she said was she pushes the thoughts out of her mind or blocks them or something. But I don't know that you should be trying to get away from the thought. You should be watching that thought cross your mindset.
Right.
Because you getting rid of that thought is still you trying to control something. So
And it's spiritual. You can't control it. He's right about that. You cannot. You got to let go. Let go and let God, as the saying go. You can't control anything. And the ego doesn't want you to know you can't control anything. Because most people want to feel like they are in control, and you're not. And the emotion thing, when you look at the world today, they push emotions. It's like a religion. Even if they caught a criminal, somebody that committed a crime, right, and they investigate the person, and the person is not emotional about it, and they'll say, oh, he's guilty because he's not showing any emotion. Let's say the person didn't commit the crime, right, and mama got killed, but he's not crying, he's not carrying on about it. The police will think that the person is guilty because they're not crying over mama. They're not showing any emotions. You can fake emotions and fool the police. Isn't that amazing? Emotions are not good. Emotions are evil. God is a dispassionate God. Satan is an emotional, fake God. Emotions are not good. You make the wrong decision with emotions. Really, you can't even make the right decision when you're emotional. But when you become logical and you just do what's in front of you to do, then you'll be fine. You can't go wrong. And I don't care what happened 800 years ago, it was not you. There's no reason to be feeling guilty about it or let anyone use it against you. It was not you. It was not you that's doing that. It wasn't you. So let all the guilt go and just live your life. God is not judging you. Once you forgive your parents, you got to forgive your mama. The hardest thing in the world for a human being to do is to forgive mama. Because I got to respond to something I just remembered. Because the devil tell you, oh, that's your mama. Your mama worked so hard for you. Your mama washed dishes. And she was supposed to do that. She wasn't doing you a favor, even though she tried to make you think she did you a favor. Your dad is no good. I was there for you. She wasn't there for you. She was there for herself to feel good. Oh, I feel so good. I take care of my baby. And now my baby owed me. And then when you grow up, she'll follow you to West Hell. Mama, you can't go with me. I'll be your mama. She want to be your wife. She would turn you into her boyfriend before she let you go. And then if you haven't forgiven her, you will become her husband. Because you don't have the love to say, no, mama, back down. Back down, mama. I ain't your husband. But anyway, the time is running. Where am I? I think I saw here first and then here. You just missed your time.
I want to talk about, I had a dream one
had a
time.
dream.
Yeah. Well, in the dream, like everything was nuked and everything went white. And then I thought I saw God.
Oh, God.
In the dream. But then later
You thought
on.
it was white?
No, God isn't any
If
color.
it had gone black, would you have thought you saw God?
But I saw the same thing in real life that I saw in the dream.
What was it?
It was just like the best description was just a big giant mechanical thing. Like in front of me, it was like too big to go fit through the window or the door, but it was in front of me for a few seconds, and that's what I saw in my dream, and that's what I saw in real life.
Was that before you hit the joint or after?
Wait, what?
That was before the.
No, I don't do that. I was not on any drugs.
Nice, good man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Has anyone else seen God? I was just curious because
Right. No, I don't think
nobody-
anybody here has seen him yet. Okay.
So I had a question when you talk about the counterattack. And my first thought was physical, right? And I have a question about it. How is it that speaking for myself, let's say I have a bad night's sleep, or if I only sleep maybe a few hours and I wake up and physically I'm exhausted. I find it challenging to go through the silent prayer because I'm just gonna end up falling asleep and then like miss out on whatever I'm supposed to be productive that day. So how do you overcome the thoughts in that moment when you wake up or you have a bad night's sleep or an emergency happens or your kids are keeping you up at night, whatever the reason is that you have a bad night's sleep, how do you overcome that?
Don't make sleep that important to you. Don't let it be that important. Don't make anything a big deal, and you'll see how to deal with all things. It'll be easier. But if you let the devil tell you, oh, you was up all night, you didn't rest well, you got to get some sleep, then that's where your focus will be. But if you just do what's in front of you, then don't make anything that important. Sleep wouldn't be that important either. And most likely you will sleep better when it's not that important. So I was surprised, and the reason I know that because when I do those meetings, the ladies' forum and the men's forum, I get to bed late. So I'm thinking the next morning I'm gonna be really tired. But I have more energy because I just do my prayer, go to bed, and whatever happens, and the inner clock wake me up on time at 3 and yeah, 3 a.m. in the morning. And but if I made it a big deal, it'll be harder to get up, harder to come and do my show. And then later through the day, you can take a little nap. You'll get a time. And a little 10-minute nap is better than an hour. So, but don't make it a big deal. And that's what I wanted to say is that the reason that we don't get things done is because, like the prayer thing, the reason you're not doing the prayer, you're letting the devil talk you out of the prayer. And you think that is you making up the excuses. It's like sometimes when you want to go work out, the devil tell you, oh, not right now. It's too hot outside. Or you don't have enough time. And you want to go, and then you try to talk yourself back into going, and then the devil tell you, oh, not right, you can't work out for an hour. And he'll talk you out of it, and then you'll take credit thinking you talked yourself out of it. But he talked you out of it. But if you didn't listen to that, the counterattack again, you just get up and do what you got to do. You'd be surprised how much you'll get done and still have a lot of time left. But if you notice, he has something to say about everything that you want to do. You could want to eat a cupcake, and he'll argue with you about that. Well, you don't have any coffee with it. Well, one is not enough, or one is too much. Eat half of it. And then you eat the half, and then you say, take a little bite off the other half. And you're like, no. You're like, no, devil, I ain't taking no bite off it. And then he won't let you walk away from it until you take a bite out of it. And then he says, oh, you're going to get fat now. you need to go to the gym. Have y'all noticed that? Yeah. He gives that counterattack. He doesn't want any space in there for the truth to come in at all. And if you leave it blank, the truth will come in and make you free. And you will know that you know that you know. That makes sense a little bit? All right. Yes, sir.
It reminds me of the story of Christ.
Long story short, because we're out of time.
He was being tortured, and even in his mind, Satan was poisoning his mind. And he said to the Father, if it's possible, can you let this cup pass before me? As if, is there any other way I can go through this without going through the crucifixion and the torture and all that? And because he knew his purpose, he knew why he was there, yet it came to that point, Satan tormented in his mind and in his body. He asked he asked God to let this pass. So it's kind of an example of, your mind.
Was this helpful today? It was helpful. This your first time here? Yes, sir. Oh, what's your name and how did you hear about us?
Brent.
Take the mic.
I met you in Florida.
Oh, okay.
At AFPAC 3.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
And
Nick.
Any question about what you heard today?
Right off the top of my head, I wanted to maybe hear your thoughts on, not as like an aha moment, but to justify, I guess, emotions. We were talking about maybe 15 minutes ago, so it's not exactly fresh, when Jesus had made a whip, and he went to where everyone was setting up shops around the temple, and he was flipping tables and cracking the whip on them. Would you consider that anger, or would you consider that more discipline? How would you
It was discernment. And what you're going to find once you completely overcome the spirit of anger, you have discernment. And you can get things done like that without being mad about it. Because anger is a hatred. Hatred is of the devil. That's his nature, right? And Christ didn't have the devil's nature. He had God's nature. And his nature is discernment. That's why he wants his children to discern, overcome evil with good, meaning see it injustice, but don't hate it. Then you can deal with it. You can deal with it. Discernment is greater than anger. Some people call it a weakness, but it's really your strength. It's to get over the anger.
I would agree.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
You have to make, in closing, you have to make up your mind that you're all in. And all in means that you're letting go and letting life happen without having any decisions about life. Because any decision is coming from the imagination, which is of the devil. You have to let it all in, be all in. It has to be personal to you to get on that straight and narrow path become your own man, become your own woman, and just live your life. Because as long as you try to be like the crowd or try to remember and all this kind of stuff, life's going to be difficult for you because you're worshiping the devil. You worship the devil. You're not of God. So you got to be all in or not. You can't be lukewarm. 99.5 won't do. You got to do 100. And then you have to be willing to see it all the way through. And don't have any idea what the end is, because all ideas come from the devil, not from you. We are either controlled by the Spirit of God or by the spirit of the devil. There is no us. We are not making any decisions or anything. So don't have any idea what at the end. Just be willing to endure to the end. That make sense? Yeah?
Yes.
You got to get on that straight and narrow path and stay there, stay there. And don't worry, all ideas will be taken away from you. That's what the ego is dying from, ideas and plans and what you've learned and what you thought was right and what you thought, all emotions, jealousy, envy, and strife, and revenge, and fake associations and fake love. All that will be taken away from you. But you got to be willing to endure it. All right? If you weren't identified with it, you can overcome it just like that. But I heard someone say, if I let go of this, what would I be? You know? It feels like you got to be something. You ain't nothing. But it feels like something. I was singing this song yesterday. Everything what was that song? Everything that make me feel alive. What? Oh, everything that kills me make me feel alive. So people think anger and overreaction and fear and worry and all that make them feel alive. And jealousy and strife and trying to hurt your fellow man, it give you a false sense of life. So if you don't have all that, what will I be, right? This stuff, everything that kills you is not making you alive, it's killing you. Worried about the boss gone, I got to figure out why this boss left. Let me add up the age and how much money they made. And while you're doing that, you're feeling alive. I just got to know, but you're really dying. It doesn't matter, the boss gone, bye boss. It's all about us. We got to keep our eyes on ourselves. Every human being, in order to live, you must die. The ego must die. So get on that straight and narrow, stay with the prayer, and watch the thoughts. Watch the thoughts. All thought, and the thoughts run deep. And the emotions come with the thought. You cannot have the emotion unless you have the thoughts. If you don't have the thoughts, you won't have the emotions. You won't have that up and down feeling. All right? All right. Stay with the prayer. Get on that straight and narrow. Stay there. Become your own man, your own woman. Be an individual. Now, you can't make yourself be that. Just stay on the path and it will happen for you, all right? Thank you for tuning in. I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for your support as well. I mean, need counseling. We have the best counseling service. I don't know if Hate will be back tomorrow with the Hate Report, but you can watch his podcast. He's doing much, much better, though. Some of you know Hate had surgery, so he'll be back. Thank you all, and thank you all for coming. A nice fellowship today. Nice. Oh, I forgot to mention.